Alright, in this video I'm going to show you the do while, alright, and functions and the do until. They're going to be the same to keep it simple though. Alright, so I need a button. There's my button. Double click on the button. And I'm going to declare something. So I'm going to not declare it here though. I'm going to put it above so it happens right when the form loads, not when the button's pressed, but when the form is loaded. So I'm going to declare something. So I'm going to say Frank, okay, as an integer. And whenever I say something like, declaring as Frank, I'm just using any word. It doesn't matter. I don't want to say things like number. Like if I declared number as an integer, that might not make sense to you. So I'm going to use Frank. That's our variable, okay? I could say X too. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. Call yours Lily or something. All right. Declare Frank as an integer, and he is going to be equal to 0. Okay. Frank's is 0 right now. And in here, I'm going to do until. All right. By the way, I should probably tab this in so it's in line. All right. Do until. No, I'm just going to do while first. Sorry. Do while Frank. And I should have capital F. Frank is. What do you want to say? Frank is 5. Okay. Do while Frank is. So I'm going to basically do this while Frank is 5. Okay. Now that means it's not going to happen until Frank is actually 5. So if I hit play right now, it's not really going to do much. So what I'm going to have to do is put something in there. So I'll say message box. Oops. Message box dot show, and then the message. So we could say something like Frank's number equals, and we should put those in quotations because that's what the message is going to look like. All right, and I'm going to put a space here at the end too, and then I'm going to say and Frank. Okay, so I'm going to hit play here, and I'm going to hit button. Nothing still happens. All right, so what do we got to do? Well, we should also put in there then, I'm going to do Frank equals Frank plus 1. All right. Okay, let's try this out. Message box isn't showing up. I'm not doing something right. Yes, I know what it is. I'm mixing up the do while and do until. This is a do while. So that means it can't equal 5. It's not going to do it until it's 5, but it won't be 5 unless it runs. So what I want to change this to is, once Frank is greater than 5, okay, or I'll do it less than. Sorry, less than 5. Okay, so let me explain this again. So Frank is a number. That's all this means, and he's starting at 0. So this message box will show up as long as Frank is smaller than 5. Okay, and what I'm going to do then is say the message box is going to show up, and it's going to tell me how large Frank is. And then Frank's going to add 1 to himself. So Frank equals Frank plus 1. So the first time he'll be 1, then he'll be 2, and so on and so forth. So if I hit play here, I hit the button. It says Frank's number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then it finishes out. Now, if I were to say, if I change it to 500, it's going to pop up that many times. Or if I just say, do while Frank is greater than 5, what will happen? Let's try. Nothing. Because it can't do it. Because Frank is always going to be, Frank starts at 0, so he's never going to be larger than 5, so this isn't going to occur. All right. So that's how we do that one. Okay, so that's do while. Now, if we change this to do until, that's different. So let's try that out. So I'm going to do until, and then Frank equals 5. Okay, so Frank's still a number at 0, and it's going to do this until Frank equals 5. So if he starts at 0, it's going to show this message, right? But then we're going to add Frank equals Frank plus 1. So if I hit a play here, hit the button, Frank's number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it finishes out because the next time would equal 5. Okay, so what do you think would happen then if I took out this part? Well, Frank would remain what number then? Frank would still be 0. We're not adding Frank at all. So if I hit play here, it'll just still keep over and over and over. It'll say Frank's number equals 0. Okay, I get it. I don't care. Get me out of here. So I have to hit stop up here to actually get out. Now, if you actually built that program and gave it to somebody, it would stick on there and they'd have to hit Control-Delete to stop it. Okay, so if I hit Control-Z a couple times, I can bring it back, and I can change this number to whatever I want. It doesn't really matter if I say 10, and again, it's going to start at 0 though, and it's going to add 1 each time until it gets to 10. Okay, so that's do until. So again, the difference, do while, we'll always do it while something equals or does not equal something. Do until means it won't happen until it gets to that number. Okay. All right. Good luck. Have fun.